Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm joined with Mr. Meguda and Makobura. Makobura, good evening.
Good evening. I hope you're doing good and me good. And of course, as well as our viewers, I hope they're doing good. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Meguda, how are you doing?
I'm fine, bro.
Mm-hmm,
Very fine.
mm-hmm.
Very fine. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm also doing fine, and I know we want to discuss about this issue that we are seeing, the war of words or clash of words between the UDA and the ODM concerning the zoning, whereby the UDA seems to be insisting that there's nothing like zoning. Everybody should go to the competition alone, independently, because that is democracy, according to what, if you interpret what the Secretary General of the UDA, Hassan Omar, was talking about. Also, the ODM feel that the areas that are their strong areas, that UDA should not fill any candidate. And it is like now majority of some ODM members or tend to, I think, like it's a blackmail to the president. We also have the saga of the fuel, and you know what has been happening. Few officials from IPRA and the pipeline also have resigned. Rigathi Gachagua also have commented on it, giving some allegation, especially that the gentleman who resigned, they brought in the fuel uh, without the president knowing, and like president through his associates who are doing G2G, you know. Yeah, so he has accused the president of making something like around, I don't know, like 1.5 billion out of that. So that is also, and the same field saga is touching on two CSS, that is Honorable Pio and I, and Lee Kinyanjui of Nakuru. So that is also something that we are going to talk about. So that is there. So before we go there, you know, this thing that I've always, these issues that I've always raised, especially when it comes, especially to online blogging or online media. This include what we are doing, especially. I hope you remembered when the issue of Sami came out, when they were supposed to be having press conference there, and what happened? They were raffled. So in that process, you know, I don't know how I missed it out. There's this lady called Trudy Kitui. Trudy Kitui is online. I don't call her content creator, but is online. Somebody who give us the views, and he interviews so many of leaders. You know, if you go to uh, and she was also attacked during that process. And you know, one of the things that especially the leadership does not know, especially even the leaders of Machakos, is that the online media is powerful, you know, and they just want to cover what is happening, so to let people know, they do not take sides that they wanted to bring you down. So I saw Trudy was in hospital, and that is not very good, especially. And I wish the Machakos County should cater for her bill. Maybe that is what to start with. Me, Guda, what do you say about the Trudy Kitui, a lady who has always been feeding us with information, especially on the online media sector?
I believe that from what we have been seeing and what happened, the statements have been contradicting.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, the county government, what they need to be liable and pay the victim, because right now the rights were infringed, and
Yeah.
the county government is the one which is now liable. They have
Mm-hmm.
that duty to ensure they compensate, or they not compensate per se, but they they take the burden of liability so that they pay the victim.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. But what can you mention about Trudy Kitui, because you are also one of the online fraternity? Because like there's news that you've always been bringing us news from where you are, especially to inform our viewers. And this is Trudy. I can count it. She's one of us, And when she went to that event, she just wanted to inform the public, especially, and she ended up being a victim. What would you especially say to the, especially the security or the politician, especially when it comes to the online people who are feeding the nation, especially with information?
You know, sometimes it
Mhm,
depends on the environment where you are feeding the nation.
mhm.
You can decide to be in public place.
Yeah.
You can decide the people. You can
Mhm,
decide to be where we are today. Like me, I'm
mhm,
in a private place,
mhm.
but I'm still engaging the public.
Yeah.
I might I might bring information
Mhm,
that you don't like, but you have
mhm.
you cannot attack me.
Yeah.
Maybe you can decide to do what we call defamatory charges,
Mhm,
but come where I am. But if I tend to do it in public where people are, I can
mhm.
fall a victim as well. But you know,
Okay.
you understand that sometimes when we, the people who are feeding the public with the information,
Yeah.
we might be in a position of having reliable information. Sometimes
Yep.
I saw it happening, I heard it,
Mhm,
I was there, and the perception, how we perceive the information. Maybe you want something that will make you comfortable, or
mhm,
maybe the truth will make you uncomfortable. So I think sometimes we we are in a position of having some reliable sources, or we're in a position of having some truthful, but sometimes also we are in a position of taking sides.
mhm. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Makobura, how are you doing? I believe you're doing fine. And I can also see what you guys doing. So we are discussing about the issue of governance and accountability. If you are well versed with the global countries, we are discussing about this is all about a good country called Kenya, is in the continent of Africa. And if you go towards the east side of Africa, where you will find our beloved country called Kenya, and with bordering Uganda and Tanzania. So we are just talking about the policies. And let me also take this opportunity to say hi to Goodia for joining us. I hope you're doing well. Makobura, what is your take on what happened? Especially, I just came to saw that yesterday that even Trudy Kitui was attacked during that press. And she's an online information provider. And this is something that we've been in the online platform. One day we might find ourselves also in press like that, because like that is what we're doing.
Thank you so much. Allow me to just say hi to our good friends Jen Steven, Goodia, and whoever is watching, and to just remind them that this is Brother Benson Media, and over here we do say that your opinion counts, and also to remind them that if they're watching for the first time, let them just like and subscribe,
Sorry,
because
Marco.
if they do so, it is a way of supporting us. Let me give my take on that particular statement that you've asked, and I can say that the political class has always wanted to hide quite a lot in terms of information to the republic, and whenever they see the online news providers, they are always scared, especially when the online news guys are giving news that is contrary or that is tainting their name. They will always either bar them from getting that access to the information they are looking for, or whenever there is a scuffle here and there, they will always be the target. That is not strange. You've seen that in the Republic of Kenya. But again, you know, Kenyan Kenyan constitution gives that leeway for people to get information and, of course, to give information.
Mm,
So it's so unfair for government officials, more so politicians, because remember, the political class are subjects of the people, they're subjects of the citizens.
yeah.
And whenever they want to, whatever they're doing should be
Mhm,
something that is giving the people of Kenya an opportunity to understand what they are doing.
Yeah.
That is, it is, the demand from the citizen to get the news or to get the information about what is happening in the other side is their right. It is
Mhm.
their right, and for that reason, they have all the rights to get all the information they need. It
Yeah.
is so unfortunate that the people who have been making this, they've always been the subject of discussion, subject of attack
Mhm.
by the close allies or the security apparatus of
Yeah.
this particular politician. And me, I want to say that let us be mindful in the sense that let us not bar people from getting or doing what the constitution allows them from to do.
Mhm.
They have a right to take the information, they have
Yeah.
a right to give opinion, and for that reason that should not, they shouldn't be bad in
Mhm.
whatever way. If this gentleman was attacked, then it should be a responsibility of you know the governor,
Mhm.
because all these scuffles happened
Mhm.
the leadership of under her leadership. And again, whatever these guys had gone, the Kyoko comedian, whatever he had gone to do over there was to just request or to cry for justice that he's been looking for years or for months. So it
Mhm.
is upon the leadership of that particular county to ensure that they take the responsibility of paying the duties
Mhm.
or the amount that it needed to ensure that the young men are out of danger and their bills are paid for. Something else that I wanted to add is that whenever you attack the online media providers,
Mhm.
then you are simply attacking the whole nation, because not everyone, Kenya is a big country. There are so many regions, but
Mhm.
at the comfort of each and every citizen, they are able to get the information that is needed and what is happening in whichever part of the Republic of Kenya. For that reason, it is so unfair
Mhm.
for these leaders to start attacking and probably making their lives difficult, or making them get to a point where they cannot get the information that is required by the Republic of Kenya. That would be my take on that.
Okay, thank you so much. And what is trending? Kenyan women delays kids until Ruto leaves office. You on your some of the trending this. So, Kenyan boxer Majembe wins big at Vurugu fight night. Heads to State House, and um, Obina was asking, I saw Obina today was asking about like we should not politicize this. And during even that time, there are some Obina especially requested the president to at least make sure that this the participants, especially that participated, should get something like a million. And I hope when they're going to have that conversation with the president, even on his way to make sure that the participants meet the president, let him talk to the president to make sure that they provide a good system where the boxing industry can create employment for the people. Let us not just give them money, but let us find a way in which the people who are participating in the boxing, in that talent, they can earn something from their talent. Money that is being given on a daily basis for the long term period, it doesn't work. But if you can make it a way such that whether without you or with you, they can get their daily bread. Somebody like Majembe, if you look at his background, especially he's coming from Kisumu, Manyata, due to financial constraint, I would say, or inadequate finance in his family, he was not able to continue with his schooling. And now he has a talent. So how can you nurture this talent and so that can the talent can be like a bread winning or it's his daily earning such that he can even go for international matches. The only way out is to provide proper roadmap, I mean, and mechanism systems to make that industry thrive. Then they can thrive. But on a handout basis, then that one will not last for long. That is my take on that. Maybe Miguda, if you have take something to say about that.
Okay, the issue of boxing of the young people. Of late, they are using what the young people like to. I want to just put it in a political context
Mhm.
that politicians are trying to
Hijack, maybe.
they're trying to hijack whatever the young people are doing. So be it boxing, be it what you saw Masagara is doing about be fanatic supporter of Man U.
Mhm.
Now they want to sponsor him to go and watch Premier League at Old Trafford, which is good. I support because maybe his dream has come to reality. But they should not use it for political mileage. That
Mhm.
they are taking care of the young people. They're just trying to focus on what people like so that they can blend with the young people. I think as they're doing so, they should ensure that it should be entrenched into
Mhm.
our laws, the way they state, whereby other sports activities like boxing,
Mhm.
golf, badminton, behave, which the young people like,
Yeah.
they should ensure that they provide academies, also allocate for them coaches, how they can train. So it
Mm.
can promote, can be also a source of income whereby if you can have a league like what we have, the Premier League.
Mm.
Oh, so I think that's okay.
Okay, thank you so much. And there's also a controversy. Thank you, Gypsy Corner, for reminding me. There's also controversy about whatever happened about match fixing, and also Miguda, you've talked about political hijacking or the way in which the politicians tend to get inroads, especially where there's a massive following, just to make sure that they align themselves with the people. But in real sense, they're just looking for political gain. Makobura, maybe in a few words, what can you say about making sure that especially the entertainment industry, not only boxing, because like entertainment industry is big, that good policies are put in place such that the idea of handouts each and every day, that we have to ask for president to give us this money and this, it should be out of bounds. Like, we people who are talented has to earn something out of it.
Thank you. First, what I can say is that partly, Obina has partly done a good thing in this. Uh, he has partly done a good thing because he has reminded the leadership that there's something that has been forgotten. There's sport that has been forgotten. That
Mhm.
is boxing. And I like the fact that he brought people together. He announced this. He made it go everywhere in social media.
Mhm.
And of course, it did attract the attention of the people of Kenya. To me,
Yeah.
that's a good move
Yeah.
that we need to appreciate that.
Mhm.
But again, I, something else that is happening in the Republic of Kenya is that this should be a wake up call to the government that if they want to tame youths, and especially the consistency that we've always seen amongst the youth coming out to criticize or to give their opinion, they are doing so because part of talent sports, things to do with boxing and all these kind of things, they are not taken serious in the Republic of Kenya. Look at, for example, today. Me, I've never heard, apart from those days that I used to hear of this lady called Congestina.
Congestina.
Congestina, yeah, during those days. Those are the days that I used to hear of boxing. And then after Congestina dropped out and possibly started having some problems, I've never heard of boxing in the Republic of Kenya. I don't
What
know
about
whether we
Fatuma
do.
Zeriko?
Yeah, after the likes of Fatuma. And let me remind you of something. Remember, Kenyans had the best boxers in the entire world. Remember what Congestina did. Remember what, they were the winners of the world. If the government really took much consideration in ensuring that these talents and the talents of young people in the Republic of Kenya are nurtured to the extent that they will feature in these international boxing matches, then I can tell you Kenya would have, in similar way, they're having the best athletes in the world. Kenya would as well have the best in terms of boxing, because boxing is one of those games that require hardened people who have gone through difficult lives, and I can tell you Kenyans produce the best. That is why we have the best runners or athletes. Things to do with any let me give you tell you any sport activity that requires strength and power and all those kind of things, Kenyans will always thrive
Mhm. Mhm.
because they are the best in Africa, let me put it so. How I
All right.
wish this would be a reminder to the government that they need to do much in the sporting arena or in the sporting activities.
Mhm.
And again, I can say that, well, we might not really know
Yeah.
what Obina went through
Yeah.
in creating all these things, and you might not as well know the plan that he had. But
Mhm.
again, if currently is giving his views saying that he wants to take them to the state house and it should not be questioned or Kenyans should not be angry about it,
Mhm.
uh, I think that to that point, Kenyans should just ask some questions because it is the Kenyans who came out to support, as much as the political class also came. And
Mhm.
again, as much as the Kenyan might not have the millions of money that probably they're looking for in state house,
Mhm.
Kenyans are supposed to be aware of what is happening because it is them who circulated the information. It is them who made it possible for this gentleman to have a safe place to do this kind of boxing. But again,
Mhm.
I want to add that if they are going to state house, how I wish that they are going to state house might be the point of changing the mind of the president, and of course letting him make the decision of supporting the sport activities and most of the boxing and other activities that are enjoyed by the people of Kenya. That should be a reminder call, but not any other thing. That would be
Oh,
my take.
all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Makobura, for your input and Miguda. President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is still trending, especially after the famous handshake with Rigathi Gachagua, and also reminding the people of Mount Kenya that they should listen. And some of the political bigwigs that are allied to President William Ruto, including the president himself, has not taken it lightly, including Atwoli. Yeah, Atwoli also uh, uh, shared his thoughts about it. But this is something that I don't know if President Uhuru comes and give a comments. I tell you, people are very angry. Kwa mana Uhuru. There's one of the president allies that President Ruto is paying massive debts created by President Uhuru Kenyatta, the son of Jomo, has no moral authority to demean President William Ruto. Let me just play the soundbite. This is one of the members of the
Give
parliament.
my view on
Mm.
akafungua mdomo akaanza kujishi serikali akiambia watu wao kwa kikabila tusirudie tena kufanya makosa ya kuchagua president na kwa serikali akuta deni ambao huyu waliweka na kuwafaidi.
The only problem that the only issue that they are forgetting that the president and the former president and Uhuru Muigai and Ruto, they were in the same government. And another thing that
And
President William, the president
maybe
just,
to add something on that,
yeah.
the current president was part of that government and he was actually sitting in the
Mm.
same cabinet. So
Yeah.
if he had issues as the
Mhm.
deputy, and of course remember he had quite a number of cabinet secretaries that were given or appointed because of him and what he gave
Mm.
in that particular government. So I
Mm.
think that would be a fallacy, or that would be a comment that should not come from any leader who really understands the politics of the Republic of Kenya. And again, the one who has, unless they have mental problem, then they would come up with such statements.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Makobura. Miguda, maybe the allies of the president, including the governor for Homa Bay, have gone on this attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta for making the comments of, especially when they were in Kirinyaga. What is your take on that? Before now we go to the talks.
What I want to say, maybe two things. One,
Yeah.
there's no room for hungry. You don't need to be hungry. This is politics. Well, even when you are given a microphone to attack your opponent,
Mm,
don't make it look like, because you know Ruto and Uhuru, they talk. You
mm,
have seen them.
mm,
They try. They are not having hard tackles or hard punch.
mm.
They're playing cool. Uhuru
Yeah.
said that you work for the people. Mount Kenya, I warn you, you never listen. Then Ruto said, okay, it's God to elect leaders. Then they leave it at that point. They
Yeah.
don't go too much. But
Mm.
you find that people like Wanga, that lady you have played the clip,
Yeah.
they talk as if it's their show. They talk
Mm,
as if it's their show. So let me tell you one thing.
mm.
You know, in this politics is very tricky.
Yeah.
Politics, you need to take it slow. Then when you have opportunity to speak,
Yeah.
just try to tell the people what you can do to them or what you intend to transform. But the war between Ruto and Uhuru, don't be like you are the person who want to be in the forefront, or the war between Gachagua and Uhuru. Don't be like the person who want to be the forefront. These people, they know each other. Excuse me. They know why they're fighting so hard. They understand each other. So one, you never know. We have seen these things before. At one point they diverge. At one point they converge. It depends on the interest. So if you are the forefront, like what Junet did, Junet, when Raila was opponent for Ruto, Junet abused Ruto all sorts of name. Today they're with Ruto in the same camp. So hii siasa ni polepole, hakuna, there's no need for there's hakuna raka. Just need to slow down. People like Wanga should slow down. They don't
Oh,
understand what's going on.
I remember when there was a time Governor Wanga was with the Jeff and he was asked about President William Ruto when people were just campaigning. I tell you, if you can play you that video, then it should say that politics is politics. Now, Msimamo, thank you very much. Ebu tuambie uko vipi, huhali gani, umepotelea wapi?
Bwana we, hali mimi niko salama ndugu yangu kabisa.
Mm,
Shughuli mingi bwana, unajua huu wakati wa upanzi tuna huwa hatuwezi hatupotezi muda, so
mm,
unakuta kwamba yani ukitoka asubuhi uongo mpaka ulione limezama. So
mm.
unakuta sasa huku mambo yameanza, huku nako ndo ungwe ni ya mwisho mwisho, utamu mokelea juu, unataka kufunga kazi uongo. Ndio maana bwana unanipata hapa mara nachelewa kidogo, lakini ni muda tu.
Mm,
Baada ya upanzi tunarudi kama kawaida.
mm.
Lakini sijui nyinyi hapo studio, ndugu yangu, pamoja na ndugu
Ah,
yangu hapo Miguda,
Makobura, labda Makobura, uko vipi? Sitaki nikusimulia ama
ni Mark.
niseme.
Sorry, Mark bora,
Mm,
labda pokea zangu naye pia. Alafu na upande wa pili ule kama kuna
mm,
wale ambao wamejiunga, wacha nitazame ni papasi jicho kidogo. Kuna ndugu yangu Gudia kama
mm.
kawaida, kama dawa, yeye yupo, so pia naye apokeza msimamo. Nimejaajaa ndugu yangu kama pishi la bwabwa, sio kama
Okay.
kunayo machache ya kwamba labda pengine haswa
Mm.
naweza jaribu haswa kung'amua na mie
Asante
kadri
sana.
nitakapojaliwa hapo.
Okay. Asante sana. Kuna mengi ya kuzungumziwa hapa kwa sababu kuna pia mengi yametokea. Okay, thank you so much, gentlemen. And I hope and I believe, as we started earlier, there's this clash between UDA and ODM, and it is about the issue of zoning. And we've seen the leaders, especially yesterday, if you're very keen, they were in Moroni, especially the ODM leaders, and they were demanding, and especially Atandi, this is what we are ready to die for zoning. There is no negotiation when it comes to zoning. We are not going to allow UDA to plant candidates in Luo Nyanza and other ODM strongholds. Some Atandi lectures Omar Hassan, the SG of UDM. That is what is happening. And when you look at this zoning issue, though, if ODM feels that it is their region and stronghold, why fear? Kama unajua kwamba huku ni kwenyu na unajua mcheza kwao utunzwa, Waswahili wanasema hivyo, na pia unajua kwa kweli, unajua ni nani ambaye watu unawajua kabisa kabisa kwa majina, kwa pali ambao wanatoka, uoga ni wa nini? Si wakuje wajitokeze kwa uwanja wapigane, wapimane nguvu, wanaume UDA ODM wakuje wapimane nguvu, mbona uoga? Swali ndio hiyo. So wanasema that is their region and stronghold from other party. Si watu tu wapambane kwa uwanja, let the people decide and vote for the candidates they think will work for them, not a party. Let me just so tukianza na wewe ndugu yangu Msimamo, labda hapa ODM ni kama wameogopa, wanasema kwamba kwa haya maneno ambao wako na umaarufu hawataki UDA watume wawakilishi ya ama uchaguzi ikikuja hapo tu ni hao tu ndio wewe watakuwa wanatandia. Mpaka jana nikasikia Tandi anasema hata kule Mombasa wanasema if Hassan Omar anataka kukua governor atafute Mombasa ingine lakini si uoga ni wa nini? Si wakuje kwa uwanja na wapimane kiubabe?
Shida yenyewe shida ni kwamba hapa kwanza, asante kwa swali hilo, na nitaanza kwa kusema hivi. Unajua huku kwetu tuna msemo kwamba bamia lile likikomaa basi wala linashuka thamani. Sasa labda pengine ndugu yangu hapa Mark atanisaidia kama najua bamia ama benda kwa jina lingine, kila linavyozidi kukomaa linashuka thamani. Hili lilikuwepo but hawakuliona kwanza because ya power, na ndio maana nalaumu uongozi uliopo, kwa sababu ni kwamba chama hiki ni cha kufuatwa, si cha kufuata. But wao walifuata. Kwa hiyo wajipange haswa kwamba hayo maeneo wanaolenga kama Pwani, kama nilivyotangulia kuzungumza hapo, kwamba mtazamo wangu viongozi wote wamemezwa wote na UDA, hata wale wa ODM. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndo plani ipo. Kwa hivyo kuna huu kwamba wamehofia kwamba ujamaa ni rafiki, lakini rafiki ambaye anavutia kwake, unaona, kila anavyopiga mwingi, lakini zaidi pia analenga langoni kwake. Kwa hiyo ODM kwamba pale ni fanye kupangiwa sasa, watu watashimamisha mjumbe kula ambako, mfano kama Nairobi, basi hapo uongo wataweza kung'ang'ana, kwa sababu najua uongo ambao watafanyana na Wiper na nini. Lakini mfano kama Coast wamechukua the same thing, naona pia Northern nako pia wamefanya kazi kubwa UDA, naona Northern region. So kwa mimi naona ndo wameanza kukumbuka shuka saa 12 kumekucha, kwamba yale maeneo yao ambao wanayategemea kwamba ODM ni chama kubwa, ni chama ambacho ni cha kitaifa, ndio ameingiliwa sasa, kiasi kwamba naona kwamba ODM ikishuka swawacha, sidhani kama itafikisha nusu ya wajumbe wale, kama ama robo ya wajumbe kama uchaguzi utafanywa sasa hivi, ukilinganisha na awali ambapo mzee alikuwepo. So mimi ndio tangulizi wangu kwamba wamekumbuka shuka kumekucha, ni kwa sababu walichagua bamia ambalo tayari already lilikuwa limekomaa, na kila linavyokomaa basi nashuka thamani. Simaanishi ni madharau, lakini uongo si kazi. Kulikuwa na chepukiza ambao hawangefungamana tangia awali, kwa hivyo wangekatana maeneo yao, maana hawafungamani kabisa na kile ambacho kipo. Lakini sasa walijiingiza mzima, sasa wamejipata kwa katikati sasa ya mdomo wa mamba, hapo ndo watafuta njia ya kutoka.
Okay.
Asante.
Okay, thank you so much, Msimamo, for that. And you know, I do not know the criteria that the ODM now are starting to complain about this zoning, knowing very well that they've just lost their leader. Even themselves, they did not take time to internalize or to have like a conversation within themselves and say that, okay, how are we going to start to work again? Because we've just lost a very big pillar of our party, and this was somebody who glued us together. Now, how do we move from here? What they started to fight within themselves, and especially those who are opposed to broad-based government. They were pushed away, especially Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and that one was weakening them. Instead of them saying that, okay, let's come together, first of all, build a strong team of, let's build a strong team. But like they so let me come to you, Migoda. Do you think the issue of zoning is going to work against the two-term, especially those who are pushing for two-term? Because, for instance, if they say that there's no zoning, especially in areas that are ODM or perceived to be ODM strongholds, by them allowing other political parties, especially that are for two-term or that will be allied with the president, that one also will try to motivate so many people to come out to vote, rather than if you say it is zoning, then in the end of the day, at the end of the day, you do your um, nomination that are not credible, on House ODM as a challenge with doing their nomination, then so many people will stay home without voting. Do you think that one can work against the two-term uh, um, aspiration for the president and the team, especially if the zoning is not done, like it's a free will, a free will for everyone?
I've not heard you clearly, but let me try to answer about the zoning for the president or whatever. What I
So this,
understand.
so this is what is happening. If you're looking at what the war of words that we have right now, or the clash of words
Yeah.
between ODM and UDM, it is about zoning. They do not have a problem with the presidency because they are now convinced that the person is they are going to vote for President William Ruto for president, especially ODM. They're going to work with President Ruto. But now, what they are talking about is about these areas that are perceived to be ODM stronghold. Yeah, they should be left for ODM, no any other political party, especially the UDA that they are planning to go into negotiation with. So my question to you is, if they zone, especially those areas that are perceived to be ODM strong zone, and the same areas, that's where the President William Ruto is banking to get the support of the people, the votes, do you think that one will limit, especially uh, the two-term to get actual votes? Because ODM will kindly will definitely put or give those positions or those slots to the people who are very loyal to the leadership, and that one will make so many people not to turn out to vote because they will be given leaders that they may not like, and that one can cause especially the voting on the president side. That's what I was asking,
It,
or it will be
yeah.
okay.
You have asked a question and you have answered it. Let me elaborate it. It is
Yeah,
true. According to me, everybody should be allowed to contest because in a
yeah,
constituency, for instance, let us use Mvita constituency.
yeah.
Marco Bura is a candidate with DCP.
Mm,
Musimamo is a candidate with PLP.
mhm,
I'm a candidate with Linda Wananchi. Bro Benson is a candidate with even Kanu, to say so.
mhm,
And Joseph is a candidate with Jubilee. You understand that at Mvita, we have people who are diverse. We have our fans. Our fans will wake up and cast for us votes. But if you end up with Makubura Msimamo as a UDA and ODM, it means the Jubilee and the fans other will not wake up. So once we are in the polling station,
mhm,
when we are in the polling station, what happens?
mhm.
All of us will be given 6 ballots. Then we all of us must cast for the president.
Yeah.
Like if in the case of Governor Nasir and Abdul Swamad,
Mhm,
if Nasir and Swamad are contesting, it means that the UD and ODM will wake up in the morning and cast for the president, all of them, but the fans for Nasir and Abdul Swamad will cast for Nasir and Abdul Swamad. So in my view, if you zone, I can say, okay, you have zone, I don't need to wake up to go and cast my ballot because already
Mhm.
you have elected for me an MP. Because if
Yeah.
you zone ODM, maybe in Omabay County, Omabay Town, why should I go and vote? Because already you have given me Podokaloma, you have gave me Wanga, you have given me the MCA, you have gave me the senator, you have given me the women rep. So why must I wake up? But if you don't zone, and you gave me Mark Matunga as a
Yeah.
governor,
Yeah.
I will wake up very happy in the morning. I'm going to vote for Mark Matunga as my governor from Abe County against Wanga. You understand? So in the ballot, if I was Mark is in UDA, I'll
Mhm.
cast for this. This is just example.
Mhm.
The person casting for Matunga will cast for Ruto.
Yeah.
The person casting for Wanga will cast for Ruto. So
Yeah.
Ruto will have with 2 votes. But if you deny Matunga to run, the
Mhm.
Wanga person will cast for Ruto, but the Matunga guy will not turn out to vote. So Ruto will lose one. So in my view,
Mhm.
for you
So
people to get more votes,
yeah.
don't zone.
Mm.
Don't zone. Allow.
Okay.
But let me tell you. Let me conclude. One
Mhm.
minute.
Mhm.
Why do you want to zone? I may believe that if if I'm ahead of you in a
Mhm.
competition, or
Mhm.
if I'm a runners up,
Mhm.
I don't need to zone. I'll
Yeah.
go there, compete. People will decide. The people who are calling for zoning are people who are weak. They thought Raila is still alive, who will carry their hands. They thought
Mhm.
that they let everybody let not me. I don't support zoning. If they convince UDA not to zone, if they convince UDA to zone in ODM stronghold, so that UDA can remove the people they are planted, so they will zone ODM. We are going to give them Linda Wananchi candidates across. So this time round they will not escape. There is no escape route. If Ruto is going to remove all his candidates from the ODM stronghold, we are
Mhm.
going to fill every candidate from MCA, Linda
Mhm.
Wananchi candidate. And if they are lacking people
Mhm.
like Makobura will come forth to contest with Linda Wananchi ticket. I'm also available. I can, if there is no Linda Wananchi anywhere, we look at the map of the Kenya. I'll chip in and contest there. So no one is going to go alone this time round. We will put all candidates for them. These guys. Someone has been MP in Parliament for 20 years. What do you want
Yes.
to go and do in Parliament for the next 5 years?
And
What is
now
it that you
now
do
you
in Parliament?
and and another thing that we know, especially the reason why also they are insisting on zoning. This is before inviting Makobura too, and I read the comment of Jemo at Jemo Mbati.
Jim Party.
They, yeah, they know very well that if the zoning is done, the MPs who have not been performing well, because even within ODM there are those who do not like the leadership. So when they do the zoning, it means the people who are going to be given certificates, or watakufanyia ile jambo. So that is also a fear that they have, especially for those who have not been performing well. They know themselves, they know that they've not been performing. So this is another fear that they have. That's why they're insisting on zoning. Secondly, I've, I've always said this, especially for the people of ODM. Um, um, they did not learn this playbook of President William Ruto. They did not have I mean that politically intelligent enough to know on how to encounter President William Ruto maneuvers, especially in politics, which they are not getting it right. Because, like, even with all this, President William Ruto has not said anything. But look at, for instance, my good friend here said something that is quite much very important. In Luo Nyanza, people like Ojienda are loyal to UDA than ODM. That is true. And if you look at even people who are very oiled, or you look at Kisumu, Ojienda is so much oil than if you compare him to other candidates. Ojienda gives, come to Nairobi. Hata today Jalango, hii mambo ya zoning imetokea wapi? The way Jalango, you cannot tell me that Jalango is more ODM than the UDA, because like he has always been a friend of the president. So these are the challenges that ODM are going to face. So Makobura, with all this zoning, or ODM realizing that the majority of members of parliament, majority of them play allegiance to President William Ruto than the ODM. How are they going to encounter this? Do you think that zoning can make them encounter that? And do you think ODM is going to maintain, especially the areas that they usually have? Talking about the northeastern, where they've always done well, Turkana, Samburu, and all those arid areas.
Me, the question I've been asking myself is why the fear?
Mm.
If they know very well that they've been performing their duties as per the constitution and again as per what they promised the people of Kenya, why the fear?
Yes. Mm.
Personally, I'm against. I'm against their thought. This thing of zoning, there's nothing like zoning that should be applied in specific areas. Let candidates come, whether they are coming with independent, whether they are coming with UDA, whether they are coming with whichever party. Uh, Whichever party that they want to come with, let them come with those political parties. We do not care which political party somebody is coming with, so long as they're going to perform as per the wishes and the demands of the people of Kenya. And for that reason, I want to remind good ear, if you listened to Miguda said very well that we are not going to give them a chance. So that vehicle, let it kindly be around because we are going to seriously use it for the 2027 campaigns until we get to remove all these people who are fearing the young people, and not just the young people. You know, Luonyans has really suffered a lot, especially during the reign of Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga gave tickets to people who are corrupt. Let me put it that way. People who are never performing, people who are never doing. Actually, they were doing nothing on the ground. And now that they have realized that there's nobody who is going to fight for them, they're now starting to, instead of doing a negotiation for things that are going to benefit the people of Kenya or the people of their constituency, they've started negotiation on things which are very relevant, things to do with the zoning. How is that going to help a citizen in Dewa? How is it going to help a citizen in Kisumu? Those are nonsense things, and they should wake up and know that this time around there's nobody who's going to hand lift them and tell them that with ODM you're going to succeed. ODM is dead, and ODM died with Raila Amolo Odinga, and may his soul rest in peace. It is so bad for those people who are still left in ODM because they never calculated and they never came up with a strategy that is going to help them maneuver, or that is going to help them to secure their seats in the coming general election. What we are demanding for as citizens, and of course as people who are coming from that area, that they're saying there's zoning, there's going to be zoning. We are very categorical. Let the candidates get to the field. Let them tell the people what they want to offer, and let the people decide. But one thing I can promise you, if there's no involvement of the president Ruto in terms of rigging or anything, I can tell you the people who are going to be elected in that area are people that you've never seen, but they are good people who will be performing for the people of Kenya. To me, partly the areas that are going to do well, and the areas that are going to have the best leaders, are the areas that have always been dominated by the ODM leadership. Because this time round, there's nothing. People are not going to, Raila was such a powerful politician that if he said you are the one, automatically you'd be the one. But now he's not there. People are not going to have that sympathy or anything. People are going to look and do a critical analysis on each and every individual, on each and every politician. And that is why we are also very categorical. Let them cry. Let them cry. But as they cry, let them come out and point to the people of Kenya that these and these and these are the things that we did. And for this reason, kindly vote me or give me your vote again. It is very clear from my understanding and the people who are coming in those areas that all these people did nothing to the people of those areas. And for that reason, they do not, in my opinion, they are not supposed to be given another chance. Let us have new leadership. Let us have a fresh blood. Let us have a people-centered leadership that is going to sort and to understand the issues of the people, and probably to give um, solution to the challenges or the problems of the people of Kenya. Let them not cry about this and that and that. We are not going to entertain. We are going to be very categorical. We are not going to give them votes because they knew Raila. No, Raila himself was very categorical that you don't perform, you're not going to be given. But Raila would would see their cries and probably give them direct ticket. That is no longer going to be here. If you've seen how they're trying to handle ODM, is because they're trying to ensure that they maintain the grasp or they maintain the ownership of ODM as a way of going to threaten or to protect themselves. One thing I know is that we have very nice people in those areas who can perform very well. But being that they never knew Raila Amolo Odinga, or they never knew people who are closer to Raila Amolo Odinga, or they never had the opportunity to have the ODM certificate, they never became leaders. I want to say that let everybody who is interested in whichever position, let them come out in the entire country in whichever position and let them go for those positions without fear. But again, let the young people also wake up and, of course, do a good analysis. Let them not vote in people because of bribes that they're being given. Because what we've noted is that these people, the UD and ODM, they're being funded by the government. Even in their campaigns, you will see them giving 1,000, or big money. But that should not be a reason for them to be voted in. Actually, that should be a reason for every Kenyan to know very well that these are corrupt people who should not be given an opportunity to lead. That would be my take. Msimamo, I'll also give you a chance to give your take on the same before we move to the oil saga. Msimamo or Miguda, if you have anything to add on that before we move to the next.
Mi sina cha kuongezea kaka, labda tusonge.
Miguda?
Let's make progress. Let's move. Let's move on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, I would move to the next. And also just remind our viewers that this is the Benson Media. Over here, we do say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, we request you to kindly like and subscribe, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. The next segment that I wanted us to have a discussion on is the fuel saga, where Kenya's fuel saga crisis has been worsened by the global conflict, that is the Middle East tension, oil prices above $1,000 per barrel, and of course, we are also seeing an irregular import deals. Because of that particular war, we've seen a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion within the Republic of Kenya, that have seen some farms bypass the government-to-government deal, importing fuel at higher premiums. The DCI is probing this kind of irregular contracts. We saw the MD of KPA, is it KPA if I'm not wrong? There were them and the PS, they were found to be, amongst, or those within the center point of this conversation, and we saw them leaving office. So this, of course, has been, a talk of town. But again, people are also giving their views based on what they know about these individuals. Partly, some are saying that this has led to loss of quite a lot, billions of money in the Republic of Kenya. On the other hand, some blames are being taken to the MD's office, some blames are being taken to the PS, some blames are being taken to the energy CS and the trade CS, and of course, who is to be blamed for the fuel saga? that is part of the conversation that I would want to hear, Miguda, your take on that particular saga. Miguda, what are your views on the confusion and, of course, the consistency that we've seen among among these leaders? Some of them resigned. Some of them are still being accused. Some of them were, there was an investigation. But again, before the end of the investigation, we were being told that there is nothing that they should answer and all those kind of things. What would be your view on that entire thing, Mr. Miguda?
Okay, 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 bro. From what we have seen, okay, Makubura, whatever has happened in the country, there is mixed reaction from president, from opposition leader, from DCI, from court, and from the suspects. We got mixed reactions. All the statements are not connecting. So I think the reason for resigning could raise the issue of there was something going on mischievous. Of course, you can't resign if you are competent or if you are not having any mischievous issues. So I think there might be something wrong going on in the government that has raised issues that ought for them to resign. Also, you have seen the DCI taking action, carrying out interrogation. Interrogation can only happen when the suspect that the suspects have been pointed out. That's why DCI has carried out investigation, and now the court also must carry out their role. All these process link you that we have something happened in the fuel sector. It could be a deal. It could be a deal between. It could be a deal that happened. Maybe some people go behind. All these statements, I don't want to rely on the Gashagua's submission, but my own analysis, the fact that the PS resigned, two CEOs resigned, the DCI carried out investigation. There was exhibit, there was also a court process. All this can tell you that actually something happened. So I believe something happened, something that is wrong, that affects the economy with the consumers and also with the taxpayers. So I want to leave at that point. Makubura, back to you.
This fuel saga that we are seeing, where there's the rising oil prices due to the Middle East tension, that is between the US, Israel, Iran standoff, and of course the disruption in shipping lanes have of course hit Kenya hard. Kenyan government to government, that is G2G fuel import deal, has faced criticism, where we've seen some private firms bypassed the arrangement, importing fuel at higher premiums, sparking investigation. Of course, that brought a lot of issues where the PS and the MD were found to be part of the problem, and some of them resigned. We've seen the impact on on the economy, where the fuel shortage and the prices are probably going to hike as training household and businesses raising inflation fears. But again, is Kenya's fuel crisis more of global shock or domestic mismanagement? Who is to be blamed for the fuel saga? Is it the global wars or the local corruptions that we have always seen in the country? Bwana Msimamo, what are your views?
Sijakupata vizuri hiyo logo namaanisha, yani hiyo statement ya mwisho ndo sijaipata vizuri.
Okay, nakuuliza, who is to be blamed for the fuel saga? Is it the global wars or the local corruption in the Republic of Kenya?
Sasa hilo jibu jamaa, siko wazi hilo. Hiyo vita itatusaidia na wapi? Saba mafuta yameagizwa na mlango wa nyuma, hiyo ndio kweli ilivyo. So kama yameagizwa na mlango wa nyuma, yameuzwa, basi hapo kuna kutokuwa na makubaliano haswa baina ya hii deal. Hivyo ni masuala yetu papa hapa, corruption papa hapa, wala sifungamani kwamba vita vimechangia kwa aina moja ama nyingine, kimtazamo wangu, kwa sababu ukiangalia haswa wale wametolewa sasa hivi na kusemekana kwamba mkono wa sheria utawafuata ni wale wale wamoja tu. Kwa hiyo hapa ni kutokubaliana katika hii deal, ama imefanyika kinyume. Unaona, haijapitia kule ambako ilikuwa inafaa ipitie. So uagizaji huu ndio una tatizo, ukifuatilia sasa history ya mafuta. So ni masuala ya ufisadi papa hapa, viongozi hapa nchini, wala si vita vya dunia. Asante. Sio hapa nitakuwa nimekujibu kaka.
Okay, thank you. Goodyear is saying, I'm a bit worried about the young adults. Are they taking the voting card as a moment or movement? Based on what I've seen quite a number of them are going to get the cards. And there has been a positivity in that sector, because I'm seeing quite a number of IEBC in part of the areas that I've gone to within Nairobi. I've seen quite a number of registration points, and I hope that the young people, that I'm hoping and I believe that they are taking the cards, as they had already said sometimes back. Remember, the movement by the Gen Zs, part of the resolutions that they had were that they have to get out and take the cards. They had to get out and do the registration as part of getting ready for the next general election. Remember, part of the issues they raised, according to them, have not been solved up to date. And those issues were, more of them were based or were landing or were, were supposed to be solved by the government. Things to do with the high demand of jobs within the country, where majority of them had gone through the right way of getting education ready for the market. But they were unable to get the jobs. And also they talked about the leadership or governance, where leaders have forgotten their views, they had forgotten their pleas, and they were told that the only way, and they are aware that the only way to solve these problems, of course, is getting the card. And that card is what they can use to ensure that they send home whoever they're not willing to work with, or whoever they are seeing as being incompetent within the government. Yeah, so that would be my take on that particular question by Goodyear. But maybe my last question to you, Bwana Msimamo. We are seeing Gachagua versus Ruto, where the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, former, has openly clashed with President Ruto, accusing his allies of sidelining Mount Kenya interest. Gachagua insists that he would attend a funeral in Nyandarua alongside Ruto, signaling defiance and, of course, claiming that Mount Kenya as its political base. The fluid has spilled into cabinet politics, with Gachagua targeting Ruto's allies like Aden Duale, and even personal family disputes becoming public. So my question to you is Gachagua defending Mount Kenya's political identity, or is he undermining Ruto's presidency, Bwana Msimamo? And who has the upper hand in this fluid? Is it Ruto or Gachagua? Msimamo?
Swali ni zuri, lakini sijalielewa vizuri. Swali ni zuri kwamba mgongano wa hawa wawili, lakini sasa hebu liweke tena vizuri, angalau linijae vizuri.
Okay, yeah, so
Yaani swali ni zuri kabisa, lakini sasa kuna vitu vingine unajua, una katika ya kupata katika juu siko stable, niko njiani haswa naelekea nyumbani, so mambo mengine yanaingia na kutoka, ndio maana unaona kama nakusumbua kaka.
okay, so I'm saying that there is a conflict between Gachagua and Ruto, where the former deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, has openly clashed with the president, accusing his allies of sidelining Mount Kenya interests. Unanisikiza?
Ya, nakupata.
Yeah, so Gachagua is currently insisting that he would attend the funeral in Nyandarua alongside Ruto, signaling defiance and, of course, claiming Mount Kenya as his political base. So this fluid or this challenges, I mean, this conflict that they're having has spilled into cabinet politics, with Gachagua targeting Ruto's allies like Aden Duale, and even personal family disputes becoming public. I don't know whether now you've gotten my take.
Ya, sasa wajua hapa pia sijapasoma vizuri, kwa sababu kama kwamba labda kukutana katika hayo mazishi unavyozungumzia, labda pengine kutaleta nini haswa, kama anavyodai Gachagua upande wa mlima, hapo ndo sipapati vizuri unapopaeka. Yani kwamba kuja kukutana katika hayo mazishi kutaleta nini haswa, kwa mujibu wa Gachagua anavyodai haswa, kwamba pengine kiongozi wa taifa akiwa pale kutaleta nini, ama inaashiria nini? Sio kama ni hivyo ambavyo umeuliza ama ni vipi?
Ni hivyo basi, lakini acha niongeze hivi. Shida yenye iko hapa, tunaona kwamba bwana Gachagua ameanza kukuwa na anauliza bwana Ruto, kwa nini they have sidelined Mount Kenya? The interest of Mount Kenya are not being considered according to his statement, and that has made him to even go to start attacking certain cabinet secretaries, the likes of Aden Duale amongst others, ambayo anasema ya kwamba hao cabinet secretaries hawaleti chochote pale Mount Kenya, lakini mahali zingine wanawafanyia kazi.
Sijui nitaliekaje mdogo wangu hili leo, lakini wacha nijaribu vile pale kwa uelewa ambao maybe ninaweza kuelewa kwa uchache. Kwa masuala ya Aden Duale, labda pengine si kwamba labda sehemu gani ambazo nazungumzia kwamba zinapata huduma labda pengine haswa kwa mujibu wa Gachagua, lakini vile vile huu mwingiliano wa wao wawili kukutana katika hao mazishi, unajua mimi sina shida, wote ni viongozi wanafaa kwa mfundazo. Unaona, so mgongano huu mimi sina shaka nao kabisa, maana utapunguza labda ile jazba, na tuone kwamba kama watapata nafasi za kuongea, basi uongee ambacho kitakuwa kinampendeza na kumfaa mwananchi, kimtazamo wangu mimi haswa, umeelewa? Kwa hiyo sijazamia zaidi kwamba italeta nini, kwa sababu kama ni vijembe washapaka na mambo mengi tu, na mambo aliyozungumza Gachagua mara nyingi yote yamekuja kupita. Umeona, tumekuja shuhudia mengi tu maraba ambayo hakika yameweza kufanya nini vita, unaelewa? So huo ndio kweli wa mambo ulivyo. So kimtazamo wangu, kwa sababu sijui kwamba sioni kwamba haswa niliekeja haswa kwa jinsi ulivyoliweka, kwa sababu nimekosa ile mantiki, lakini wacha tu niweke kwamba wao kama watarudia mazishi warudie mazishi, kwa sababu tu wananchi tumejua haswa ni kipi ambacho wote haswa wanakizungumza, nani wa kuaminika, nani ambaye haaminiki, lakini vile vile wote hawaaminiki. Kwa mfano, kwa upande mwingine pia naweza nikasema, kwa sababu wamekuwa katika serikali, so huenda hata wanaweza regeana wakati wowote. Kwa hiyo siwezi weka matumaini yangu sana, lakini kwa kila ambacho nakizungumza Gachagua asilimia kubwa hakijawahi kutendeka kwa kuzungumzwa na viongozi wengi katika hili taifa. So kwa mwingiliano huo wa Duale kwamba hawafanyi kazi pande nyingine, sehemu nyingine wanafanya, maybe kwa sababu anazo sababu huenda, na labda ataziweka wazi, kwa sababu tumeshuhudia mambo mengi ambayo ameweka wazi, unaona. Na ukiangalia upande wa pili pia kupangua kwa njia ya usawa, pia wanaingiza siasa badala ya kujibu yale maswala ambayo yanahitajika, mfano kama hili la mafuta na mambo mengi ya shamba ameyazungumza, so vitu vingi vile. So mimi kimtazamo wangu haswa kukutana pale sawa, lakini kumalizia ni kwamba haswa wange mmoja angesusia hayo mazishi, mmoja abaki, mwingine kama wataona kwamba hii italeta mushkili kama mashabiki wale na kuleta tafsiri ambayo haitaleta tija katika taifa, basi mmoja asusie. Haina haja waonyesha ni vifua hapo hapo, alafu mwisho wa siku ashindwe na kudhibiti haswa hisia za mashabiki, maybe wasiwasi wangu. Lakini kwa Duale kwamba anafanya simu nyingine, sio siwezi kuingia zaidi, kwa sababu sijajua kwamba anazungumzia pati gani haswa ambayo haswa naamini hivyo. So mpaka nifuatilie Gachagua ndio nione kwamba ama aliweke wazi zaidi, niweze kuingia hilo la mawaziri kwamba anafanya sehemu na sehemu nyingine hawafanyi kazi. Asante.
Hey, thank you Bwana Msimamo, na hivyo basi acha nikakuelezea mambo haya, where the Cameroon president, we are moving forward. The Cameroon president, this is happening in Cameroon, that is in the western part of the Republic of Kenya, of Africa. We saw the Cameroon's president Paul Biya appointing his son Frank Emmanuel Biya as the vice president. This follows the reintroduction of the post for the first time since 1972, meaning he has been operating as the president without the deputy president from 1972. The vice president under the new constitution framework holds significant powers, including automatically assuming the presidency in the event of the incumbent's death, resignation, or incapacity. The appointment has sparkled a fierce debate and is widely viewed as a calculated move by the 93-year-old Paul Biya, preparing his son to succeed him. Bwana Msimamo, haya yanatendeka huko Cameroon. Hivyo basi hata juzi huko Uganda similar things are happening. What is your view on this move by the Cameroon president? Msimamo?
Na pole. Unajua labda nakaribia home kidogo, lakini nikiwa nyumbani nitakupata zaidi pia, kwa sababu kuna mambo ambayo kwa kweli ananikatika katika kakaangu. So nafikiri it's like 2 minutes nitakuwa nimefika nyumbani, nitasettle vizuri, angalau sasa niingie rasmi kwa kipindi na nitakuwa nashika kile ambacho nakiuliza. So nimesikia tu haya mabadiliko ya huyo rais wa Cameroon, amefanya yapi kimkuta, kwa sababu hapo ndo nashindwa sasa kupata sababu maelekezo zaidi. Sasa Mark, kama unanipata, it's like 2 minutes nitakuwa nimesettle vizuri nyumbani swala kibakamili. So unajua pale net iko sawa zaidi, juu niko natembea kidogo, ndio maana mambo mengine naingia na kutoka ni kwa kweli yani. So sijajua kwamba huyu rais amefanya lipi haswa jipya kubwa ambalo haswa lina tija haswa katika Afrika, ama amefanya lipi ambalo pengine halina tija katika uongozi. Na unajua ndio nashindwa kung'amua hayo maneno kwa sababu sijaingia zaidi kwa mtandao leo. Ndio sikuweza kupata nafasi kwa maana nilikuwa busy zaidi. Kazi kila kitu nakibandika hapa nakuta kwamba ni kipya kwa sababu siku awali nilikifuatilia vizuri kwa makini. But unaweza niweka sana tuchangie kwa sababu tumekuwa hapa for long, so hatutashinda jinsi ambavyo tunaweza tukaliweka sawa kisha nikalizamia zaidi haswa kwa kina zaidi. Kakaangu Mark.
Okay, thank you. I don't know whether okay,
Miguda
this was my
siku wapi?
statement.
Mbona ametoroka? Miguda angetusukuma sukuma hapa kidogo, at least nikisettle fresh. Naona Miguda amepotea kabisa, angerudi akatusukuma
Yeah.
sukuma, kwa sababu pengine yuko mahali net yake iko sawa. Unaona,
Yeah,
at
so
least
this I would,
tusiwabwage wasikilizaji wetu wale ambao wanatufuatilia kwa njia moja ama nyingine, pia waniwie radhi sana leo, yani kwa hili.
okay. Yeah, so I would repeat the question, and Miguda, I would want you to just give your view on the same. Cameroon's President Paul Biya appoints his son, Frank Emmanuel Biya, as vice president. This follows the reintroduction of the post for the first time since 1972. The vice president under the new constitutional framework holds significant powers, including automatically assuming the presidency in the event of the incumbent's death, resignation, or incapacity. The appointment has sparked a fierce debate and is widely viewed as a calculated move by 93-year-old Biya preparing his son to succeed him. Mr. Miguda, what is your view?
I haven't heard you. I've just come in. What is the question?
That's tough. I thought you were hearing because Ms. Msimamo had the same problem as well. Okay, I'll repeat. I'm quite sure that you've been following what has been happening in the world, where the Cameroon president, Paul Biya, appointed his son, Frank Biya, as the vice president. And this follows the reintroduction of the post for the first time since 1972. The vice president under the new constitutional framework holds the significant powers, including automatically assuming the presidency in the event of the incumbent's death, resignation, or incapacity. The appointment has sparked a fierce debate, as is widely viewed as the calculated move by the 93-year-old preparing his son to succeed him. And my question to you is, what is your view on this move by Morocco, or Paul Biya, the president of Morocco, appointing his son? And, in this age or in this generation, why are we still witnessing such kind of things? Similar thing is almost we witnessed here in Uganda as well, where we have the president and the son as the leader of the armed forces. What are your views in this kind of arrangements which are happening within Africa? After that, you'll give us your last remarks.
Okay, can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me? I've been having challenges. Can you hear me?
Yes, proceed.
Okay. When when Paul made Frank the vice president in appointments, right now he's aging, he's fading, he's in his 90s, and when he made Frank to be the vice president, that simply means that the nature of some African countries or leaders, whereby they believe in monarchy or they believe in the king, whereby when a person died, the inheritance become the head of state, like making the state to be family property. There are many cases you have cited, Uganda. We have seen many cases happening, but that's when you are in Africa, you understand why Paul appointed Frank, because he has done a lot of atrocities in Cameroon. He owns most of the properties in the country. His properties are secure when the son will take over from him. I think that's why they have decided he has started to do so, in my view, because he committed a lot of atrocities and also it corrupts the entire nation. The same way, right now, the current president is doing all sorts of things. He is not comfortable when another person will come to take over. So I think that's how I can view to Marco about the mindset of African leaders. Back to you.
I'll give you a chance to give your final remarks and possibly on anything else that maybe you'd want to share.
Okay, my final remarks. First, I want to appreciate you to come to the show. Msimamo, Robenson, Jim Ombati, our good friend Goodia, Village Comfort, and the other people I'm not able to view the entire screen from my end. My last thought, I would just like to respond to the issue raised by Goodia about the voter registration. The Gen Z are turning out in large number. They are registering because we are able to receive intelligence where we are. They are our peers. They're actually turning out in large number. They are registering, and they're also promising to vote. I don't know other generation or the old people, are they influencing their peers to carry out the voter registration exercise? But I can promise you, there are some people whom I knew as early as 2018. In 2022, they never voted. They never had a voter's card. They never had any interest in politics. They called me and confirmed to me that they have registered. And I asked them, are you going to cast your ballot? They told me they are going to cast their ballot. I also asked them, are you going to cast for 2 term or 1 term? They told me anything but not Kasongo. So you understand where they are. And let me tell you one thing today, Makobura. For you to be comfortable with the younger people, don't try to don't try to sell the agenda of William Ruto or advocate for 2 term. If just try even to make some jokes that okay, I'm 2 term, I'll vote for William Ruto. They will respond to you immediately. I've tried to make some jokes around, so I know how they respond. Those are my people I know. So the voters registration is good. The young people they say they tell us, oh, the young people don't have votes, and even if they have, they don't want to vote. My friend, you'll be surprised. Wako kadi. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to also take this opportunity to say a big thank you to everyone who joined us, including the comment section led by Goodia, Village Comfort, Jimo Obati, Vivian, Nocta Fail, thank you so much. And I also saw Janet and everyone who joined us. We really appreciate. Just want to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media, And over here, we do say that your opinion counts. Donald Kimaya, thank you so much. And Noket and Toket, thank you so much. And everyone who joined us this evening, we really appreciate. Once again, this is the Benson Media, and over here we do say that your opinion counts. We appreciate your time, we appreciate your support, and may God bless you wherever you are. If you are watching for the first time, we request that you subscribe, you like, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. I want to take this opportunity once again to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, Brother Ben, Brother Msimamo, Miguda, and everyone who joined. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you.